NDTV's Tanushree spoke to the NDRF Director General and his team who led the rescue operations in Turkey under India's Operation Dost. Listen in.
With us, DG NDRF Atul Karwal. So thank you for speaking to NDTV. And first of all, congratulations for the incredible work your team has done in Turkey.
Thank you.
First of all, sir, I would like to ask you what kind of challenges were being faced by your team in Turkey, and especially considering that there was a language barrier as well.
The earthquake situation is somewhat anticipatable because in the sense that we presume that we would land up in a place which will not offer us any facility at all. So we had gone prepared accordingly, including carrying our own transportation to the extent that we could fit into the plane so that we are not dependent on the local administration for moving and getting operationalized. The idea was to land on our feet and start operations as soon as possible so that we still get people out alive in the golden hours. We had carried our own fuel, our own food, everything that we could think of, and when we landed there, we still felt that maybe we could have, down the line learned from this and prepared ourselves better, but that besides the point. The hardship was that initially there was no place to camp. I think some of my rescuers tried to venture into a building to look for accommodation, but the aftershocks shook that building so badly that they came back into the open areas and we stayed under tents for a large part of our stay there. There was no sanitation or hygiene arrangement, which must have troubled the lady rescuers more. Yes. And I am very heartened by the fact that they volunteered to go and they bore that hardship as well as the male rescuers. Language was an issue, the climate was an issue, and the large-scale devastation which had destroyed large parts of the cities was something that one felt that I wish I could work 24 hours and not get tired. Sure. But they gave us 34 work sites during these 9 days of operation, and we worked to the best of our abilities there.
So how many people your team could save and how many people were being rescued alive by the team?
We could only rescue 2 girls, a 6-year-old girl, Beren, and an 8-year-old called Mire. Aside from that, we could recover 85 dead bodies from the rubble. And for the families which were waiting for us to retrieve the body of a family, of a son or a daughter, for them it was also somewhat of a closure that they could get the body back and then do the normal traditional last rites. So that also they were really hoping for when our teams would work. So it was some matter of solace for us that we could be of use and of support in such a situation.
With us is the incredible team of NDRF which came back yesterday after they extended their assistance to earthquake-hit Turkey, and the rescue operations finally ended by the Turkish government, and that's why the team returned. They met the Prime Minister, and Prime Minister said that this shows our preparedness for any kind of disaster. So thank you for speaking to NDTV, and all of congratulations and thank you for the work you have done in Turkey. अगर आप बताना चाहें कि किस तरीके के challenges आया था मतलब जब आप लोग वहाँ गए, language बहुत बड़ा barrier रहा होगा, climate रहा था, but आप लोग ready थे to hit the ground from the first hour. वो कैसा था?
Ma'am, as you know that NDRF is prepared for all kind of challenges, and we got a very short span of time so as to mobilize ourselves. From Varanasi, our team moved to Delhi. We ended all the codal formalities. From there, we landed to Gaziantep airport. And from there we moved to Antakya, which was around 200 kilometers from there. Antakya was the worst hit city, yes. And we were the only team working there. We reached the spot by 12 in the midnight, and thereafter we got a call of rescue. So half of our team moved for rescue, and we continuously, vigorously worked for more than 24 hours, and we extricated 4 victims. It was very sad that they were not alive. We were helped with our canine squad, our equipment, and all our manpower are trained in CSR and other rescue ops, so we were highly professional. And the most difficult part was this was the first time in my professional life that we have seen the whole city collapsed in this manner, because prior to this we had seen 1 or 2 buildings collapsed in a pancake or other tilted methods, but here we found that the whole city was dusted, and it was really difficult for us to work because the area was quite large. We were having so many work sites, so we moved from one work site to other, just looking for lives. and we really worked hard. I'm really proud of my men. And the thing is, when you return back and the highest chair of your country, he invites you at his home for motivating you. So I'm really short of words to express my belief in that.
सर आपने जैसे कि बोला that you know the first aim is to save as many lives as possible. How many lives could the team save? How many people were rescued alive by the NDRF?
The whole contingent of NDRF, they could save 2 lives. 2 precious lives were saved, and we extricated more than 80 bodies. Right. So this was in a span of 10 days where we stayed there.
And you know, in a sub-zero temperature, जहाँ पे temperature minus में है और इतना rubble है, इतना debris है buildings का, वहाँ आप लोग किस तरीके से मतलब what were the kind of machineries you guys were using? Because when I went, I also went to Turkey, and I saw that many people were pulling out rubble from their own hands. Civilians were doing it. So what kind of machineries were being used? Because we can assume कि इतना बड़ा जो heavy machinery है वो नहीं पहुँच पा रहा होगा. तो आप लोगों ने किस तरीके से डिग किया रबल को ताकि लोगों को निकाला जा सके?
मैम हमारे पास बहुत स्पेसिफिक कटर्स हैं जिससे हम लोकेट कर सकते हैं. पहले तो VLC टाइप इक्विपमेंट है जिससे हम विक्टिम को लोकेट कर सकते हैं, उसकी जगह आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हैं, एंड देयर आफ्टर वी कैन कट एंड डिग थ्रू द होल्स एंड देन वी कैन एक्सट्रिकेट द विक्टिम्स. और उसमें हमें कुछ सेंसर्स भी हैं हमारे पास, उससे भी हम लोकेट करते हैं. वी गेट द हेल्प ऑफ आवर कैनाइन स्क्वाड्स. तो इन सारी की मदद से हम ये सब काम करते हैं.
कैनाइन्स हैव बीन ऑफ रियली है. सर आप लोगों से पूछना चाहूँगी, कल प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने इन्वाइट किया था आप लोगों को, बातचीत हुआ, व्हाट डिड ही से, क्या बातचीत हुआ, बताया हमें थोड़ा.
प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब से हम लोगों का बात हुआ. ये हमारे लिए बहुत गर्व की बात है, हमारे सभी साथी के लिए गर्व की बात है. जब कहीं भी हम लोग वर्क करने जाते हैं तो एक थकावट तो निश्चित समय के बाद होता ही है, और उस समय पे हम लोग वहाँ से तो काम करके आ जाते हैं, लेकिन यहाँ आने के बाद जो इज्जत और प्यार मिलता है वो हमारे लिए फिर नेक्स्ट ऑपरेशन के लिए बहुत प्राउड रखता है, अंदर में बहुत ताकत मिलता है. तो हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा प्राइम मिनिस्टर साहब से बात करने का, मिलने का मौका मिला. हम उनके आभारी हैं.
शुक्रिया आप सभी का, आप लोगों ने जो काम किया है. दिस इज द ब्रिलियंट इनक्रेडिबल टीम व्हिच was in Turkey when Turkey needed assistance after a 7.8 magnitude earthquake jolted the entire country. With camera person Joseph, I'm Tanushree Pandey for NDTV.